So for the most part, yes, since veils during the Middle Ages were used for religious reasons, but also as a display of morality and social status, and that way people knew that she was a well-bred woman. According to the letters of Paul, Christian women were to wear veils during time of prayer, whether at home or at church. And then many women opted to wear their head coverings at all times, as Christians should pray without ceasing. The veil was also a symbol of modesty, and it became customary for any married woman in the Middle Ages. During this time, if a woman was seen with her head uncovered, it was thought it was because she wanted to lure men in, or basically was a prostitute. There was even a law in France from 1162 to 1202 that forbade prostitutes of covering their hair with veils because they might be confused with a woman of good virtue. And people were allowed and encouraged to remove the veils from them if they saw them wearing one. In the year 1279, Cardinal Malabranca tried to pass a rule that all married women over the age of 18 should veil their faces when they were out. However, that did not go down too well with many women, and his successor, less than 2 years later, pretty much put an end to that because there were so many complaints from Italian women. In the 12th century, the head covering of choice was the wimple, which is this style, and it was made of linen or silk, and it covered all of the hair as well as the neck and shoulders. And sometimes you can see wealthier women wearing multiple layers of the veil like this. So the wimple was popular until about the beginning of the 14th century amongst good and modest women. And as fashion began to change, the wimple was worn mostly by older women and by nuns, which you also still see today. As we go into the 14th century, you start to see more of a variety when it comes to the veils and how they were incorporated into fashionable headgear. You see veils with edging detail like this gold one, beaded edging that included pearls, veils with ruffles, and finer, more delicate veils. In Europe, veils were first dropped from everyday use in Italy during the 15th century. Young women there were opting for the more fashionable hairstyles like braids, although they would still sometimes wear a transparent veil so that you could see their hairstyle. Or they would reserve it for special occasions. And you would still see veils worn regularly, although it was the older, more traditional woman that would wear them.